Hello, welcome to the Sirrano Show and the New Jersey Pulse News. An incident took place at the Paterson School District swearing in last night that I wanted to address. Now, I have a newspaper called the New Jersey Pulse News. I started off as the Paterson Pulse. The reason that I started this newspaper was because I wanted to give a voice to the black community. It's a multicultural newspaper now because of the ratio of mixed of 51 different nationalities in the city of Paterson. But the issue that I wanted to address today concerns the black community. The Paterson has become, it's supposed to be an independent city. It's supposed to vote for independent candidates, but it's Democrat. Go figure. So you have a guy by the name of Deacon. Is a gentleman who is 20 years ago, I believe, he went to prison and served some time for, I guess, theft by deception and a few other charges. So he wanted to run for office in the city of Paterson because he got fed up and tired of the way kids are being treated by their state. This is the same gentleman that when Chris Christie was here called him boy. Remember that incident where at the church is a black church. I don't know, there should even be such a thing. Where Christie wanted to come down and speak to the black community. Wanted to go into the nest, I guess. And this gentleman got up and started saying about the kids and something about sit down boy or I don't know, I can't remember the exact phrase, but he called him a boy. Now, back in the days when a white man calls a black man boy, it was very discriminating, very degrading. But the black community in that church let Christie walk away with this. This was something that should have, if it was my meeting and I hold meetings, I would have stopped the meetings. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the prosecutor, the president, you make a racial comment, that's it, But anyway, I know I'm going to come back to what happened last night at the school board meeting. So this gentleman ran for school board without advertising, without debating, without anything. He ran for school board and he won. So he was certified 3 months ago, certified to sit as a commissioner. And when he went to get his seat and swore in last night, 2 hours before the meeting, they hand-delivered a letter to him stating that you're not going to be sworn in. So he shows up at the meeting anyway. So I spoke at this meeting, and maybe we'll do a feed here. We'll add a feed to this the story. At the end. When I went up to speak, my concerns after what he did was he waited. They called the meeting to order. He had his letter that he wasn't going to be sworn in, but he went up on the stage as they called the meeting to order, and he went to the superintendent of election, Donnie Evans, and started calling him a house, the N-word. And, I went on for about 5 seconds, and then he calmed down because he was upset, and he then started to explain some things to them, and then they escorted him out the stage. Now, after they escorted him off the stage, which he couldn't be, there was a gentleman who was in charge of the police, directing the police, and he walked by the camera. If we can get a still shot of him, I hope we can add it in here. I don't think it was Donnie Evans himself who asked that this guy, Deacon Henry, I think Big Man Henry or whatever, I'm going to call him Deacon Henry, be escorted out of the building. I don't think it was Donnie Evans. But one of the things that I want to personally say is that if a white man comes to Paterson in the blackest of neighborhoods and start calling people boy,
they're giving their parents a different chance. That's exactly right. And let me tell you something. You can yell all you want about fix the public schools. Yeah, I hear you, boy. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But let me tell you something else.
And that kind of racial epithet towards him, and you experience that, and then you come to a meeting where you feel the superintendent of elections is controlled by the governor, and you call him a house N-word, whatever, then I guess you must be even, because you experience racism by the same boss who's a guy of this guy. So I'm thinking this. Back in the days, you had the white people that had the big houses, and you had the black slaves, and you did have some black men that they used in the house to control the other black slaves. So what this guy is saying is you're one of them, but he just used the N-word. Because the governor's using you to control us. I guess that was his point. But he never made the point. He just went up there, he was angry, he called the guy a house, whatever. And, I saw it. I saw if you experience the racism from a white man, he has a black guy controlling you, and you feel that way, you have a right to voice your opinion on that. And so he voiced his opinion, and they kicked him out of the stage. Now, I'm going to stop the video at the point where he was kicked out of the stage. And I'm going to explain something to you, a question that I ask. I may or may not stop it, but we'll see. When he got off of the stage, he turned to the officers to remove him from the stage, because remember, he couldn't be on the stage. But out here in the public, or out there in the public, where we were all sitting, he was not a threat, he was not a nuisance, he was not behaving badly, he was not disrespectful, he was not yelling. He was quiet when he got off the stage. You got his 10 seconds of fame, right? On the stage, you said what you wanted to say. And poor Donnie Evans, you're going to see the look in his face. He's just sitting there shocked. So I don't think it was Donnie Evans that kicked him out of the building. There is a police, it looks like a detective or somebody, that went to the officers, and he crossed. You'll see him, a white guy, crossing the stage while they were telling the officers to take him out. If he's done with the stage and he's quiet, my question is, why can't he just sit in a meeting like the rest of us and listen to what's going on? Why can't that happen? But they wanted to punish him. Yeah, I'm going to use that word punish, because this happens in the Paterson Council meeting all the time. People get up, they yell, they go crazy, and it just happened just the other day. And then if he yelled at the council president, and then he sat back down, and the cops went to take him out, and the council president said, you know what, if he's going to be quiet, you can stay, but if you're going to be a nuisance, we're going to take you out. That's how you deal with a situation. If you are in charge and you diffuse a situation and it is done, and you want to be diplomatic, then it's over. Let the guy go sit down. But they didn't let him sit down. You'll see the cameras follow him out the door, really treating him badly. And one of the things I have to say about Mr. Henry is a member of the press was trying to ask him questions, and his entourage, who was visibly upset, and you can understand that. I've had people get very nasty with me around the person that was, hurt, and they were rude. But I understand it's not the rudeness, it was the hurt. So when the reporter went up to him and they were being abusive to the reporter, he actually stopped them. And he was very courteous to the reporters. He was very courteous to the police officers. And you'll see all of that in the video. He was very courteous till the moment he walked out the door. And, I am going to say this about the black community. When I started the New Jersey Pulse, formerly known as the Paterson Pulse in Paterson, it was supposed to be, or it is supposed to be, a voice for the black community. Because I don't think they had a voice to represent that voice. Not the blacks who use black just because they want to advance themselves. Black who are visibly hurt, distraught, being taken advantage of, the same garbage that's been happening now. I wanted to step in, and that's why it's important that I do this show, to step in a way, and let the black community know that there are leaders among you that are self-serving. They're only black when it's convenient. But when black leaders are afraid to talk to me, and there's a lot, the Reverend Clayton, Reverend Kuykendall, and Reverend Rowe, all of the three biggest churches, they were afraid to talk to me because they're doing political stuff that I know is wrong, when you should be serving the church and serving the people. But this gentleman is nice to me. And the reason that he's nice and he's courteous is because he knows that's what I am. I'm about honesty, about being nice, about helping your people. And that's why when this happened to him, I really, if he was a mean person and he just wanted to get what he wanted to get, he wouldn't have been nice to me. He'd have been trying to overthrow me or try to dump my paper in the trash like everybody else and say bad things about me. But he didn't. So I respect any man who is willing to face me, to be courteous to me, to let me know he's honest, he's changed his ways. And then he invoked Jesus Christ, he invoked his church. He's a deacon now. He's come out of prison. He has served his time. And now he wants to serve his community. And there are people saying that they want to serve the community, but they're ready for themselves. They're trying to make money off of the black name. They're trying to make, money out of poverty stuff. But I don't think this man is one of them. And that's why when they were walking him out the door, I was kind of upset. I went up to the meeting, and maybe we'll show my speech here or add it on elsewhere. I didn't want to blast anybody. It was a swearing-in meeting. I wanted to play it cool. I wanted to play it down, kept my voice low. But I was very angry, and I told them, I said it was horrible what they did to this man. Once you leave the stage and the threat is over, let him come sit with the rest of us in the audience. He wasn't a threat. He wasn't a nuisance. He wasn't making noise. Leave him alone. But that's why I used the word punish. I think they wanted to punish him. I think they wanted to teach him a lesson because he challenged the governor at that meeting about the kids, the very kids he was elected by the constituents to support. Now, I understand there's legal ramifications for serving time and being a felon. It's been said that his charges does not meet the standard. That's an argument he's going to have to make in court. I don't have the facts. I know when you're a felon, you can't run for office. When I think about this and I go back and I said, okay, when you're running for office, the first thing you do is you get a kit. They get your fingerprints. They send it to the state police. It comes back. If you can't run, they tell you at that time. Why did it take so long till after he won the election? And then 3 months later, at the night of the very meeting, to humiliate this man. Why didn't you do it when you picked up the petitions to run and you send the fingerprints to the state police? Why didn't you do it 3 months ago when he was certified to sit in that seat? Why did you wait till the night of the meeting in 2 hours to send out a letter to him saying you're not going to be sworn in? This is the kind of bullying. This is the kind of political evil that I don't like. So I'm going to show you the video of what he said, and I'm going to warn you that some of the language will be disturbing or may be disturbing to some of the viewers. He did use the N-word, and others were using, I guess what you call a four-letter word. If that's disturbing to you, you might want to, reconsider just easing your ears. I know everybody wants to hear this video or see this video, so here's what happened at that meeting when Deacon Henry went to be sworn in. Was supposed to be sworn in.
House nigga, we're in my seat. We're in my seat, house nigga. We're in my seat.
Out of here.
We're in my seat. Hey, be quiet. I got this. Remember I told you I got the election? I still got it. We're in the seat, house nigga. Talk to him. I screamed on your balls, I ain't scared of you. Talk to him. Huh? Huh? Talk to him. He ain't gonna do nothing. What Paterson police are wrong? Disrupted the school board. Why you got Paterson police involved? He was elected. He was elected. What Paterson police is wrong? He ain't do nothing wrong. Hey, what Paterson police is wrong? Get up. Don't do it. Al, you hear me, Paterson police? I ain't said y'all ain't dumb. Y'all hear me clear. Now, why is Paterson police involved? My dad hasn't do anything wrong. Why is Paterson police involved? Why y'all putting him up? This is what I'm talking about. Where's the freedom of speech? I'm scared. Huh? Where's the freedom of speech? Where's freedom of speech? I gotta go out.
I wanted to stop this video right here because I wanted to show you when he came up on the stage, he asked the cops, he asked them. Now, if you remember back in the video, after he said his few words to Donnie Evans, who was shocked, and I guess some of the audience members too, as I was, he kind of tried to explain, look, you know, this is happening, but they didn't want to hear it. They took him off the stage, right? It wasn't supposed to be on the stage. When he came off the stage, he turns to the cop and he said, okay, I guess I can't be up there in an expression, but I'm a citizen, can I stay? And they would no. Well, what do you mean? I guess he didn't look and said, I'm down here now. Now, when you go to a public meeting, there is a wall. There is a wall between the elected officials, it's an invisible wall, and the public. The public is not allowed to interfere with the work of the elected officials. The elected officials cannot come over to the public and try to abuse their rights unless the public causes a disturbance, something out here. That's the law. You can criminally charge somebody for disrupting a public meeting. So when you come back over on this side of the wall, that's it. That's you, that's the public, that's where you are. But what they did is they crossed over that wall, or broke it down, or broke through it, or violated it. They came over here, they grabbed the guy basically, and say, move. He was no longer a threat. He was no longer a nuisance. He was nothing. He was just quiet. And then they still wanted him out the building. So they breached the wall. He breached the wall. You can't have him up there. But when you come over here and breach this wall to take him out, when he was not a nuisance anymore, wasn't causing destruction, you'll see the expression on his face. And then you'll see him being polite to a cameraman when all his people around him was unhappy and yelling. And then later on you'll see him being courteous to the police officers. And, I don't care if a man served time. I don't care what he did in his past. What I care about is now. I am going to insert a personal, well, I'm going to do that at the end. But I just want you to just follow the video and I'll come back.
Hey, that's the police. Oh, that's the police. No, man. That's my dad.
No, stop. Everybody stop. Listen, stop. I say stop. Stop.
That's why the school is like they are now. Don't nobody speak the fuck up.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess.
What do you need to comment for? You're telling him to leave. What are you going to comment for? He was elected and couldn't be sworn in. What the hell he got a comment for?
Don't give him none of those sound bites.
Shit.
Give him no fucking sound
I
bites.
ain't giving you shit. Give me your name. But my name is Waverly Brooks and I'm his cousin, okay?
W-A-V-E-R-L-Y,
yes.
E-R-O-O-K-S.
He's the reporter. Don't get smart.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not to the stop cussing. I got this. It's okay. Thank you. They just upset me. I understand. You understand? No problem. You understand?
You know, when somebody get elected,
That's the only thing.
yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. Why did they wait till the night and do this? Why did they make to the night and make a mockery of it? Why didn't they do it earlier? Then he had been prepared. This was a shock to him. They'll do to all of them. A bunch of bought off hands.
Now see enough to let them know hours and what the moment was bring in with the casino. Been over.
Comments to the meeting? No? Okay. I just want to use this comment to yell from the audience.
Tell him your name, Will.
William Henry? All right, and you're
My son.
so he's your son, okay.
And this is my brother,
Okay.
Overseer William Henry.
No, the closer I will open the door.
When did you find out they weren't going to see you? Today? And who notified you?
Got it in the mail.
Not in the mail, hand delivered.
Hand delivered?
Yeah, by security.
From the school district?
Yeah.
And what did they tell you then?
Whatever they did, they told me.
Well, but I'm trying to figure out who
He went up
decided.
there, and that Uncle Tom told him he didn't have no seat.
Why does he have to leave if he just wants to sit down quietly in a meeting?
Okay, so that's the extent of what happened. I was practicing a new camera, and of course at the end of that you can hear me asking why did he have to leave, and they just said because he have to. And later on I turned the cameras off and I asked the officer if he just wanted to stay quiet in the meeting area, why did he have to leave? And they told me it came from above. They came from higher authority than them, and they're just following orders. So I also wanted you to hear this part. This is my interview. This is my interview with him after all this happened. I woke up. He was still talking to his his supporters, and I went aside to speak to him, and this is what he had to say to me.
Well, we do whatever we can to get out of our bed at night to go and help. Yes, Sirrano, I have one of the most successful re-entry programs in the city of Paterson. We find them housing,
Jobs.
we find them jobs, we feed them,
We
we
mentor
clothe
them and take care
we
of
mentor
them.
them. We got their kids' toys at Christmas.
What's the name of your program?
Another chance.
Mentor Project by Everlasting Life.
Yeah, sorry.
How do you feel about what happened tonight?
Well, I mean, how do you feel? I mean, you know it's not right.
Start
I
from-
was duly elected by my constituency
They listen.
2 months ago.
On
They
the
had
thing
2
right there.
months to tell me that I couldn't sit here. But no, they wanted to ridicule me. They wanted to make a joke out of me.
They were embarrassed.
They wanted to embarrass me. But he the one embarrassed. He the house nigga. I screamed on his boss in St. Luke's. I told his boss to fix the school. You know I ain't scared of him. He just a flunky for Christie. And Joey. Because if he wasn't a flunky for Joey, he wouldn't be sitting up there. Joey had his ass out of here.
So, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
It's obvious they're going to disenfranchise the voters that voted for you.
Oh, those votes don't count.
Okay? No, it's not just that. They had an opportunity to hold this election up not certified until this was cleared up. They chose not to.
I'm going to make it one better for you, Ernie. I'm going to make it one better for you. And as God is my witness, and as all these people out here is my witness, have any of y'all seen me campaign yet?
No.
Have any of y'all heard me give a campaign speech?
No.
I was elected by the people. I was the people's choice. The people wanted me. I didn't campaign. You know I didn't campaign. Everybody thought I had lost. They was watching the front door. I went through the back room.
What are you gonna do now?
What I'm gonna do? I'm going to court.
Okay.
See, because God is my champion. See, God won this election.
That's right.
Not me. Not me. See, you can beat man, but you can't beat God. God is my champion.
Did they like publish anything that says that
Today.
an ex
It happened about 2 hours ago.
cannot be
Today.
2 hours ago.
Today.
Today.
But
Today.
they didn't even have a board meeting to
Today.
vote on it.
Today.
It came down from the county
The
and
board,
state.
the board don't mean nothing. This city is under state control. But you see, the board don't say nothing.
Right.
They don't open their mouth. That's why they don't want me on there. Because they know I'm going to open my mouth. Because my mama ain't teach me to be quiet. She always said, her son ain't no ass kisser.
Yeah, that's right.
She always said that.
Do you think that they were? I'm sorry. Do you think that they were ready and waiting to
Of
evict
course,
you?
you see all the police was there.
Yeah, I spoke to the police department and he said it came from the top. It didn't come from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
They ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But like you said, why did I have to leave?
If you want to sit quietly in a
If I
meeting.
wanted to sit
Yeah.
quietly and sit down.
Yeah. So, That's what I had to clear up. Why can't you just stay if you're willing to just? It's a public meeting.
You was fair. That's the reason why I'm talking to you. You was fair.
Yeah.
You was fair. You was fair.
And I made sure I asked them if it was them or authority, and they said it was the authorities, not them.
It was authorities up top. You came up from Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was authorities up top.
All right, listen, sorry about it, man. You have a good night.
Yeah. You too. Be blessed.
Okay, so it just amazes me that when a man, and this is where the Sirrano show comes in. See, because when I do the New Jersey Post News, I have to do facts and statistics and support and a reference from somebody. But in the Sirrano show, I get to give my opinion, which is one of the amazing things which is what I like about doing the Sirrano show. So here's my opinion. And I'm very experienced in race. I'm very experienced in politics. I'm very experienced in the corruption that goes around and people get away with it. I'm very experienced in these things. I'm very experienced in knowing when people are trying to BS the community. And I'm very experienced in knowing when they really mean to do good. So here's my opinion. This is a gentleman, a deacon, who has turned his life around. There are a lot of black people who come out of prison, and they should stay in prison. They should remain in prison. They should never even be let out. There are some that should be back in prison. But this is not one of them. When you have a black community that's being ignored, like the city of Paterson, when you have a Democratic-run city that is murdering each other and robbing and killing and making empty promises during the election season, and lies upon lies, and this community just keeps getting degraded, it really bothers me. It really does. I think the Republicans do a horrible job in trying to tell Paterson, look at what they're doing to you. You got to stop it. You got to stop it. We're going to come in here and change this. I think they do a horrible job in fighting for the people of Paterson, and that's why they keep losing elections. And I think the Democrats do a very good job of lying, manipulating, and trying to make the Republicans look bad when they control a city that's causing the black community to suffer so much. My heart goes out to Paterson. I've been there for 8 years, and I may be about to leave. But it's just sad. It's a sad situation when the potential to change that city is there. And a man like Deacon Henry is one of those people that has formed this organization to help his people. Because no white man will come down and do it. What they do is they come down with the cops, they arrest people, they take them to the prosecutor, they take them to prison, and all that is a money chain that goes around. It's a money chain when you arrest people. It's a money chain when you prosecute them, and it's a money chain when you put them in prison. The more you get, the more money you make, the more money you can demand. That's why those white Democrats took $41 million from the city of Paterson. I know Paterson has to go to the state and get back $34 million because it's not going to survive. I say that to say this. This is a man who could do so much for his community. A black leader, yes, who knows his people. He went to prison. He served his time, and certainly not a man, in my opinion, that deserved to go back to prison, deserved to be punished for what he did. And if you are redeemed, and I'm going to switch over to you Christians now. So if you're not a Christian, you might want to just sit this one out. If a man is redeemed, then you give him that respect. If he says, and he talked about Christ, if he believes in his faith that he's now turned his life around and wants to save his community and help his community, give him a chance. I am all for it. And you know what the funny thing is? Chris Christie has a second chance program. But it's only second chance on who you choose to have the second chance. It's not second chance when there's somebody else asking you for a second chance, and because they happen to challenge you, and then you call them boy, and they didn't like it, and the community went after you for that. Well, not enough, I say. I like the governor. I like some of the things he's doing. I don't agree with everything he's doing. I don't think he's really a Republican. I think he's selected all Democrats for president, for Cory Booker, for the Passaic County Freeholder Democrat, Bergen County Democrat. He has a lot of friends who are Democrat. I don't think he's a real Republican because he doesn't really fight for the Republican Party. That's why he wins the elections here. No real Republican could ever win in New Jersey. So we know that. I mean, more northern than southern New Jersey. So I applaud this guy for his efforts in Paterson. He's got a few people, shady people around him. If you can get rid of them, I myself would help him, because you don't need to be treated like that. Nobody needs to, and some people say, well, you shouldn't have gone up on the stage. Sometimes the only way to get attention to your cause is to get up and speak up. And Mayor Joey Torres, who's not a friend of this guy, says the squeaky wheel always get the attention. So he's like a squeaky wheel because he wants the attention for a good cause, to save his people. That's what he wants to do now. He's been redeemed. He's a Christian. He's now a deacon. He's now preaching the word of Christ. He can now lead other people out of what they're doing. And when they treated him like that last night, I thought it was horrible. I don't think it was Donnie Evans, although he accused Donnie Evans of being the house boy or whatever. I think it was the security leader, the detective who crossed the screen there, that went over to the cops and says, take him out. So I'm not going to blame the school superintendent for this unless he tells me it was him. I'm not going to blame the police officers because they told me it wasn't them. I just think maybe it came from the state to teach him a lesson. But I clearly think that this is a punishment for him for trying to help his people and trying to be something again in his community when he's changed his ways. And like again, I said, there's a lot of people, it's not just blacks, it's Hispanics, come out of prison, and they should not be out here. They should be back in there. And in my opinion, this guy is not one of them. He's looking to revitalize his city. Because, like I said, there is no white people helping Paterson. And if they're there for money. They're there to build there's a guy building houses for the poor. No, he's getting Section 8. He's getting a payback on that. Got to watch what's happening behind the scenes. So I wanted to make my comments on this, that, he was called boy, a southern racist language used against him. And then he accused the superintendent of being the black, whatever, for the governor. So I think he's about even by now. If you're treated like they treated people in the South, then you accuse this guy of being the white man's boy or house, whatever, then, I think that's even. How you treat him is how you get treated. Right? That's biblical in a sense. Treat other people the way you'd like to be treated. And they treated him with racism. And they got a little taste of how they treated him. When you put evil out there, it doesn't come back good. It doesn't come back good. And that's what happened last night. They put evil on this man, treating him like a boy, a minority, or whatever, racism against him, and it came back on them last night. So I'm not defending his words. He is a black person, and black people use that word all the time, and it's not okay, but it's just society these days being stupid. But Chris Irvin, the new president, disagreed with his language, but encourages him to pursue, his action. I just wanted to give my speech, and if we have time in this video, I will play my speech at the meeting, and if not, this is my, opinion and my observation of what happened that night to this man. It's almost Black History Month next month, and instead of honoring people, you're trying to degrade them, you're trying to shame them, and you're trying to make members of the black community leaders, feel, inferior to you. And last night, like I said, it's a public meeting. Once he gets off the stage, you build your wall, you put your cops at the edge of the stage and tell him go back into public. But they didn't do that to him, and that's what I disagree with most. Whatever the legal causes or justification you use to block him from being the commissioner that he was voted to be in, then that's for a court to decide, not me. But in the court of public opinion, it was wrong to treat him the way he was treated last night. And like I said, when he were escorting him, his manners of the way he was talking to the press and the police department and others around him made me see this is the man who can well represent his community after serving and coming back and telling people don't. This is Sirrano. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
We displaying to our children. There are members of our ROTC in the back, there are students who are looking at us as elders to lead and to be positive leaders in our community. And I want to formally apologize to Dr. Evans this collective body, because that level of language or hostility should never occur in a public body. I have no words. I am just absolutely sorry for what you just had to endure a second ago. And to me, it also takes away from the election and swearing in two wonderful young women who now serve on the board. I absolutely support Deacon Henry's right to serve here. He was elected by the populace of this community. He was absolutely given the opportunity by the elected body to serve and to run, and he won. But the law is written the way it is, and he has the opportunity now to challenge it, and I encourage him to do so. But again, I want to emphatically state in front of this body, in front of this public, in front of the people sitting here, that that display is not how we should do things. It's just not. It's not the way we should conduct ourselves as elected officials. And I understand, I'm sure he was hurt, he's upset, he's ticked off, and he has every right to be. But we also can't display ourselves in that manner. And I absolutely apologize to my colleagues for having to endure that. But we will press forward. We will move forward as a collective unit in order to do so. Let me also take another, and I also want to apologize to the public and people who are here, who took the time out of their schedules, to be a part of that. What you witnessed does not occur in this body. That is not the way we operate and react. And again, I apologize to you. I also just want to take a very personal note before we get started and just thank all the members of the school district and the board. For those who do not know, I have lost my family New Year's Day. My 21-year-old nephew passed away in a car accident, and it's been probably the hardest week of my life. My nephew is about 11 years younger than me, so he and I grew up really, households. When folks had kids earlier, my nephew and I grew up as brothers, more so than, uncle and nephew, and he was my little buddy. And my family has been mourning his loss. He was in the Navy, and it's just sad and unfortunate. But I do want to thank everyone, every single person, watching on TV, call, or text, or send a Facebook message. Well, Mr. Sirrano's coming up. Let's call the next three so they know.
A little more security than that. My name is Sirrano Keith Baldeo. I'm the president of the New Jersey Pulse News. I actually came here with some good news, but I found some other issues I want to talk about. That new school on Cold Street, I think you're going to have a lot of problems at parking. There are people getting tickets right now, parking across the street in the mayor's spot, $100. And haven't even moved in yet. Parents already piled up on one side, and so you got another pile on this side. You got a massive traffic jam, so I hope you have a plan to deal with that. And I have a feeling you're going to take away the meters from Paterson as you do around most of the schools, so Paterson's going to be losing a little more money from you when that school starts. Second, the gentleman, when I started in New Jersey Pulse newspaper, it started as to speak about the black issues in Paterson. It was a voice for the black community. That's what the Paterson Pulse, now New Jersey Pulse, started as. When this gentleman was escorted out the door, I asked the cops a question, and I said, if he decides to remain quiet, can he just sit in the public meeting? And they said no, they were under orders to remove him. I don't know if the orders came right there, but it was planned. But that was wrong. There's a lot of people in the black community right now who voted for this man, backs him. So you're actually kicked out all the voters from this room tonight. And I have a feeling they're coming back. Because this guy, he's not an easy guy. He doesn't take things lying down. So as a newspaper who started for the black community, to give the black community a voice, I thought some of his language, I agree, was inappropriate. Actually, that one word. But he was angry, and it should have been handled differently. But once you remove them, this happens in Paterson all the time. People get heated, they get emotional, they put him down to the seat. Are you willing to stay? Get quiet? Yes, okay, fine. But to walk him out of the building and treat him the way you treated him was really horrible. And I'm a reporter and I watched this. So as somebody who represents the black community and started that, I thought it was a horrible thing to kick him out. But look at him, Gilmore back there, quiet. That's what he would have been. He won.
he has a very large following and it was wrong to kick him and his voters out. And second, Oshim, I actually came here just to congratulate you because I endorsed you and Ms. Mims as well. I know that you were the right choice because you're employed, you're a mentor. And one of the things that kids need in Paterson is mentor. $500 million and all the teachers can't solve the problems. You need mentors to tell kids to have a goal, have a plan, and let that plan work. And I think with being there, I hope you go into the classroom, not just come as a commissioner and show your card like some people, but I hope you extend that into the community. And one last thing as I close, I just want to say how warm you guys feel tonight. I think all the politics have died from the years that I've watched while people have been gone, but it just feels so warm tonight. So I want to congratulate you for having a great team and good luck and success.
Thank you, Sirrano.